Oh, it says I'm live. Morning, everybody. Let's have a look. Have a look. Two boomers. Good morning, Joe. Richard. Grim Reaper. Hello, Mellows, mate. How are you? How are you? Let's just come on to YouTube now. Let's have a little look. See. Thought I'd come on, do a quick live. I've got two boomers waiting backstage. Came on to talk. Feel a little bit down. Need a bit of cheering up. I know you can only really cheer yourself up, but I thought I'll come on and hopefully the chat can cheer me up. But let's say good morning to Two Boom. It's good to hear that Gonzalez Lira is actually safe and well. So that's good. Hello, Chris Collins. How are you, mate? It's not afternoon yet. Where are you? I thought you were local. Let's get Mr. B in and have a little chat with him. Oh, look at that. Morning. Look at that picture.
Yeah, that's my late night talk show host background.
That's really nice, that is.
Yeah, it turned out all right last night.
That sun was hitting that building, lovely.
I'm going to go back tonight.
Yeah. What, you're hoping the sunset's better tonight, are you?
No, I'm going to wait until it gets dark, because when I took the dark ones, I was further away and I had too much foreground. I want to get closer.
You just want pure buildings then, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We left early because we were already there for a couple of hours. I had enough.
Yeah, let's bring it. See if I can bring it up bigger. See what people think. Well, I do like that. London's got some nice looking building.
Yeah, it looks like cheap Manhattan from looking from Jersey, from a cheaper Jersey. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Gonzalez Lira. You know what happened to him?
What?
The SBU came around and grabbed him, and because he's a US citizen, they couldn't do anything. But that's why he hasn't got any phone and laptop, and that's why he said that he's not allowed out of the city.
Well, because they've got it all, have they?
Well, they went around, and I suppose they warned him. I suppose, and blah 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 blah.
Oh shit! So he's still there then? He's not left?
Yeah, he's still there. No, he's still there. Yeah, he's still there.
Oh fuck! Oh, that's probably why he went. He's shitting his pants, isn't he? I probably would be.
Yeah, well, he's still there, but can't get away.
Yeah, Bristol looks nice at night, but you need to go up to Dundry to get a good shot over the city. Or even up on to Cabot Tower and getting a nice picture. But yeah. So,
well, if you hang on, while you're talking,
put some pictures up.
Yeah. I'm just doing it. Yeah. Hang on. Oh, wrong one. Fuck, idiot.
Let's have a look at the chat. I'm going to go back onto it on YouTube. Yeah, I can't go out in Bristol no more. It's not safe for me to walk the streets of Bristol alone at all.
There you go.
Hang on, let me bring it up in full screen.
Tell me when and I'll scroll through while you're talking.
Go on then, keep scrolling. Stayed at the Marriott. Is that the Marriott Royal on the corner? On College Green? Or is it, I don't know, there's a few Marriotts in Bristol. See, I like night shots, night cityscapes.
Yeah. Whoops. What happened then?
You know?
Oh, there you go. That one looks good. Look,
Yeah, if it was zoomed in close up, just I go. Oh bloody hell!
it's too far zoom, but yeah, it's not bad.
That's not bad at all. Yeah, you need to be closer, don't you?
Yeah, well, I can't get closer to a lot of those places, but I can get closer to Canary Wharf. I could fly to it. It was 38-mile gust last night. I didn't really want to fly.
Was it?
Hmm.
What? Where was the Marriott, Chris? You stayed in? What part of Bristol? North, south, centre? That's a nice one.
Yeah, it turned out all right.
These are the raw pictures, or they're raw, aren't they? Unedited.
No, they're edited.
They're edited, are they?
Yeah, this one's edited. Yeah, the raw one. I'll show you the raw one. Hang on. Oops. Hang on. I'll find it. Okay, that's the raw. See there?
Yeah.
And that's edited.
Yeah, that's the boosted. You can see that.
Yeah.
You can see that looks a lot better. A lot better.
Yeah, well, people like that. So that's normal. So I'm going to get closer here. Too far away.
Yeah. I got to find the fucking. I got to answer Chris Collins because I think I find the hotel he stayed in and show it. Was that the one? Hang on. Let me go into where is it? That's a posh hotel if you stayed in there. Oh no.
That's it.
Yeah, because there's two in the centre, Marriott's. One's called the Marriott Royal, which is posh as fuck. I'll download a picture now and put it up. Well, that's a nice hotel anyway. Bristol's lovely, like I said, but I just can't go out on my own anymore. It's not safe for me. Not since Kill the Bill.
Good bodyguard.
I need to employ. When I went to Bristol that day, and it was I think it was Antifa and that, and they spotted me before I even got there. That, you know what I mean? It was like they were on me like a fucking rash, and they just kept like creeping up behind me. So I need protection now. Chris, I'll meet up if you're local. How local are you to me? Because your accent is local. But yeah, since then I don't feel safe walking my own streets, which is quite bizarre. What's that? Redcar Seafront. I've never been a Redcar actually. Redcar Seafront overlooking the wind turbine beats that all day long. I bet it does because then you're just looking at pure buildings, aren't you? Western. You're still Bristol though, isn't it? Western still classes Bristol. It has a BS postcode, doesn't it? Hedden, honestly, mate, they are animals. You have to have eyes in the back of your head because they're coming at you from all directions. He didn't think I noticed him walking up behind me, but as I was walking down, I clocked him, but he didn't realise I clocked him. And one of them was coming up behind me. One was coming from my right hand side, and one was coming from my left hand side. And what do I do? I had to get my camera on quick. He says, "Oh, you hide behind your camera all the time." I said, "Yeah, fuck right I do, because they're animals like you." So I've given them all a warning now. Online is, you come and approach me again like that, and I'm spraying you. End of. I'm spraying you
When are you live next?
with this.
As in London?
I don't know, mate.
You coming on the 30th?
Should I come on the 30th?
No, it'll be a waste of time.
I don't know.
They're starting at King's Cross, and then they're going to march, and then they're going to have a party. So I suppose, like we said, it'll be at Clapham Common, probably.
Yeah, if it's meeting at King's Cross, right? The only large open space really from there that I can see that it can be held on is Clapham Common.
Yep.
Because you're that way anyway. You're going that way there. Because you're practically out of the city. Well, in fact, you are out of the city, because no train stations are in the city, aren't they? Because that's a rule. So I don't understand it. Why? What is it? What is it going to achieve? The only thing that we keep on saying it achieves, it brings people together, but that is not going to solve the fucking problem, is it?
No, it makes a couple people money.
It makes a few people a couple of bob, innit? It's another income stream for them. My email address, mate, is contact@tyrantfinder.uk. It's a personalised email address. Everyone gets it fucking wrong because they put .co.uk. It's not. It's contact@tyrantfinder.uk. So yeah, email me, mate, and we swap numbers. Unfortunately, fake news sucks too. No, I am not going to Tommy's on the May the 7th in Telford. I have my reasons. I should be able to speak my reasons and be open and honest about the reasons why I'm not going. But I can't, in fear of being attacked by certain people. I'm not saying any of the work that Tommy has done to highlight grooming gangs is fantastic, but I haven't seen once any of the charities mentioned, like CSE or any other the charities that help the rape victims in Rotherham, Telford, Bristol, because in 2015, one of the first grooming gangs got convicted in Bristol. So, but no one ever mentions all the victims, or actually the organisations that have been set up to help the victims. It's all about the perpetrators and what the perpetrators have done. And not against Tommy for any of the work that he's done, but highlighting the perpetrators all the time isn't going to sort the problem out until you lobby or protest the people that can stop it, i.e., the government. It's easy. Tommy can amass hundreds of thousands of people, but we're amassing them into an area where trouble could spark. And a lot of these people take their children because they're loyal towards Tommy, and trouble can start. So it shouldn't be taken to places like that. Let's take it to Boris's house. Let's take it to Keir Starmer's house, because I'm sure if everyone's outside their house, their wives and partners and soon get pissed off. That's just my opinion. Anyway, that's that. That is that. That was a conversation killer. Anyway, what are you doing today, Boomer? He's probably gone now. Look, he's probably gone to make a fucking drink. His mic's off.
My mic is off, but I was talking.
Oh, were you?
Yeah.
Look at my on.
Yeah. What am I doing? I've got work, and then that's it.
Oh, you work, mate. You can work fucking anywhere. Like that to me is just a normal day for you. It's like you're going out, and obviously you're going out tonight then.
Yeah, I'll probably go there about 9:30, maybe 10 o'clock. 9:30 probably. I don't want 10 o'clock. Maybe they turn the lights off at 10 or something. Who
knows? Let's see the chat.
So if anybody's got a drone wants to come, you can fly 120 meters where I was as well.
Yeah. That's pretty. That's not bad. Because what's the maximum flight? 200, isn't it?
120.
Is it 120?
Yeah.
It's always been 120. Oh, there.
Yeah.
But what's the maximum flight altitude for the drone?
I don't know. 2 kilometers or something.
Yeah.
Whatever that is in your mileage.
1.2 kilometers. What's that? 1 point something mile to a kilometer in it. I don't know exactly. Oh, hang on a minute. I got a parcel.
Oh, feels good when you get a parcel. I've still got a couple of those badges left, the Z ones, and the old lady with the USSS flag. If anybody wants one, just send the postal address privately. I'll post them out. Very quiet.
No, it's my boy's birthday present.
That's boring.
Yeah, not for him. It's in phone.
No, it's better if it was a toy for you.
Yeah, it would be better if it was a toy for me, but it's not. Never mind. 1.609 kilometers to a mile. Be a walking camera, as someone once called me. I've been called all sorts with my camera. But then to me, it's like when somebody calls you a paedophile because you got a camera, it makes me think, well, what happened to you in a earlier life in your childhood to make you think that somebody with a camera is a paedophile. That's just quite bizarre. Because to me, those words mean nothing anymore. Like paedophile, nonce, because it's so bandied around in everyday conversation, isn't it? You're a paedophile, you're a nonce. Absolutely mental.
Yes, many words have been diluted in their
Yeah,
meaning.
racist. Racist is diluted. Racist to me means nothing anymore because that's diluted.
NAZI is diluted.
Yeah, that's diluted. You know, because you think it's it's a bit like if you compare it, right? 200 years after abolition of slavery, and we're still, you know, reeling about it with the old Black Lives Matters things and everything else like that. But once you mention, okay, you look at it like the Ukraine, what's going on today with like the Azov battalion, and all the symbols in, you know, if you look back in it, they use a greeting in Ukraine, which is Slava Ukraine, right? Which, if you look back in history, and we got like a fucking fantastic thing called Wikipedia, right? If you look back and you look at those words and the people behind those words in history, um, they were full on Nazis, right? But because time has passed, it's all forgotten. But hang on a minute, we've got the whole slavery business. This happened over what, 300 years ago? Then, and we're still reeling about that today. But soon as we mention Nazis and what's going on in Ukraine and Azov battalion and the Volksangle, uh, and all the other what they're about. Oh, that's in the past. That's all right. It's all history. Well, the same as with Black Lives Matters and all the slavery. What's the difference? You know, we need to. Why is it some parts of history we have to forget, and then other parts of history that we have to keep in the forefront, like slavery? Is that to keep everybody divided? It's absolutely mad. And I'm not a good guy at researching and really looking into stuff. And I was a complete naive. I didn't know what went on in Ukraine prior to the 24th of February this year. It wasn't until I actually looked up and seen and people passed me information, I wouldn't have known. I would have thinking, well, yeah. I always had an inkling that Putin wasn't a bad man that everyone makes him out to be, but it certainly, to me, was not told the whole truth. Most people don't care because it doesn't affect them, because now the whole cost of living crisis and everything's being blamed on this war, and everyone that's behind, oh, Russia's bad, what they're doing to the Ukrainian population is absolutely horrendous, la 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 la, then we're, it's just like, to me, we're at war with Ukraine, or sorry, we're at war with Russia, is because we're arming them. You got Boris Johnson asking, Russian Federation to treat their people with respect, yet we're arming these people. So shouldn't we just stop? If Ukraine wasn't next to Russia, we wouldn't be fucking fighting this now at all. If Ukraine was a little island, we wouldn't be fighting for them.
If it was in the Middle East,
No, we wouldn't.
if it was in Africa,
No, we wouldn't. Because to me, the only thing Ukraine, except for all its natural resources, its minerals that we need, the only thing that Ukraine is, to me, is for is military strategic area. Yeah. It's that one step closer NATO can get to Russia, isn't it? It's just mental. I think the West would have thought Putin would have went ape shit by now on everybody. And that's what they want. They want him to go ape shit, don't they? And they could all go, oh, look, we told you so. We told you so. Mental. But yeah, Ukraine has one of the richest and rarest mineral deposits in the world.
I'll be back. I've got wife's calling, so.
All right, mate. No worries. It's just mad, isn't it? It is. We keep saying it, it's like you come outside your house for fucking, with guns and weapons and rockets and nukes. It's. We said it the other night and we keep repeating it. Bit like all those times when Cuban Missile Crisis, wasn't it? When they wanted to park nukes, Russian nukes on Cuban soil. Yeah, a bit like that, wasn't it? Look at the stink America kicked up about that. It's exactly what NATO's trying to do now. It's mad. Sheer madness. I don't know, Fat Lob. I've never read Spycatcher. Never read it. I'm Putin in. Fact, yeah, that's a good. You know what I mean? That's a good point. We can't have lots of different points, and I'm for everybody, really. You all should know that, and I reckon we all should be able to find a common ground, regardless if your class is left, right, and whatever. That's what I'm all about. I've just been tarred as far right, innit? Fact is, the truth is what's relevant to the person. That's right. The war right now is about Putin wanting his own way and not getting it. Putin is a modern day equivalent of Stalin, of Hitler and Stalin. That's a good point. I don't know. I'm not Russian. I've never lived there. I cannot comment on the people there and how the people are treated. I can't, I don't know, and I haven't looked into it. But Putin comes across as this person who wants family values. It's national family values. I don't know. It's I'm English. I stand for English family values, British family values. But then are we British? I'm English. Some say that the British are the enemy of the English. And the British are the establishment. Putin nailed Americans' culture, saying they only exist by defining themselves to others. Yeah. Many people think the CIA own both left and right and deliberately agitate both sides to divide. Yeah, mate. I absolutely 100% agree. You know, you look at the whole infiltration, whatever it is. If you know, we say it happens. You got to look at it happens. It happened in Newbury bypass protests. It happens in Onondaga is a better person to speak to regarding this. It happens. You know, it happened to the point is where they infiltrated so high up, they were getting people pregnant and things like that. It's absolutely, it happens. And I do believe it is. You know, we should, I don't care what your views is. There's got to be, if you're for English, you know, British family values, whatever you want to call it, English family values, you know, but if you come here, I'm for every religion really, but there's no fucking, that's the problem. That shit, when you mention those words, religion, politics, shit like that, you know, it doesn't, it's fucking bollocks. You know, the only people that we should be fighting is the establishment, but we're not. We're too busy fighting each other. And I think that is by design because we're so heavily infiltrated on both sides. It's because we can't say, well, hang on, let's all sit down, fuck your views. All right, let's get to the nitty gritty of who you really are. Honestly, look at Lalo when I spat the shit to the copper. I honestly think there's it's too much divide. Too much divide. Well, we keep banging it around and we know it happens. So why do we keep on letting it? It's madness, sheer madness. Einstein said doing the same thing and expecting different results is insanity. Is the definition of insanity. You know, and another great guy once said, Mark Twain, it's easier to fool people than to convince people that they've been fooled. And that also goes for it's easier to con people than to tell people they've been conned. It's the same thing. And I call that when it's cognitive dissidence, right? It's to me is when you believe in something so much and that then turns out to be a lie. That's when cognitive dissonance, whereby you keep doubling down, but you know deep down it's a lie. But cognitive dissonance will then cause trauma and hurt and conflict with yourself. And that's you got. It's really it's mental. It is madness, sheer madness. Yeah, they will head in. The masses will latch on because it's a new fad and the Joneses are doing it. Yeah, this is it, swift and bold. You're right. Edit it, everything edited to me, unless it's live, I can't believe it. And to me, even then, can you believe it? The only time you can really believe something if you're there and you've experienced it yourself. Well, Fat lobber. Behavior scientists seem to be able to convince anyone these days. Well, all of Sage are behavior scientists, aren't they? Behavior psychologists. These sage advisors to the government. So of course they're going to be able to manipulate people's way of thinking. And I do believe they've done that by infiltration. Totally by infiltration. But what do you do to solve it? I said the only way you're going to do it is nothing. Get on with your lives. Ignore the establishment. Grow your own food. Sustain yourself. But most people are too afraid, and most people rely on the state because that's all we know. So how do you break away? Would we all be such bad people if we dropped all our technology and went back to basics? Live like the Amish people in communities that are like-minded and want the same thing, and they have the same goals. They are not out for themselves. Wouldn't that be a better way of life? Of living for the good of others? A collective where no man is better than any man? But how do we do that? How do we do that? Because most of us won't break away because we're too scared. We are in the matrix, so to speak. And the only way you get away from the matrix is to ignore it, isn't it? Take yourself away. Sustain yourself, your family. Don't rely on the state. Take nothing from the state. But it all comes down to fear, doesn't it? Fear. Because that's how you've been bred, to fear that you need the government, you need the establishment. You cannot live without the establishment. But you can. And if enough people said no more, what have they said they're going to do? Arrest all of us? They're not, are they? Power to the people. Power in numbers, isn't it? Always has been, always been said. Well, it's the only way you're going to get away from it all is take yourself away. What's that? Through their phones. Well, this is it. This is why it's going so fast now. This is why all this digital currency, the central digital banking currency, that's all been pushed through. That's all ready to go. Because they know. Once they take the physical sense of money and you know what I mean, away, and they start giving you with this voucher, or this digital currency, they could take it away. Everything that's being imposed so quickly over the last 2 years is the final steps into a totalitarian state whereby they know every move and they can say, well, you've been bad, you've associated with this person. So everyone who, I mentioned now, anyone associated with the the whole COVID conspiracy, Tommy Robinson, anyone that goes against the narrative or being associated with those narratives will be sanctioned until you conform to the climate change, Extinction Rebellion, all those narratives that seem to be able to do what they please and be treated differently. Until you all conform to that, then we're all going to be sanctioned. That's why it's going so quickly, and that's why lots of people are confused what's going on in this world now, because it's all an act. It's all a show. Yeah, Teflon Blue. You are right. Digital currency is a censorship on humans' ability to freedom. Because they've got. If you didn't think this plan hasn't been in for years, the internet was imposed on us as a way to communicate, to be free. It wasn't. It was created with the intent to eventually control us. Because the internet, your phone, technology, it's like a drug. You can't put it down. You can't put it down. So their plan was to get you addicted to technology. All the latest technology gets better, smaller, until eventually they got that technology in you. We've seen plans for, people they got their microchips implanted in them, so as soon as they walk in their houses, their lights turn on and everything switches on because it detects the person in the house. We've all seen future plans for mobile phones in us. And there will be people that go, put it in me, I want it, I want to be ever closer to my technology. I want to feel my technology. But that technology ultimately controls you. And that technology will be able to eventually control the way you feel and the way you act and what you do. You will become robots, a consciousness that isn't in the body, a consciousness that's uploaded to a hive, a collective, because we all know the biggest amount of energy comes from your brain. Mental. People don't think it's not true. It's not going to happen. It's happening. It's happening. We'll have a centralized power whereby it will be made up of all the world leaders sat in a central head place. Or could it be controlled by the Rothschilds or the Rockefellers? Who knows? Who knows? When you start looking at frequencies given off by electronic devices, they change the brain waves to become addicted to the frequency. I believe all that shit. Never used to. But you can't put your phones down. You can't leave your technology alone. You're there like, it's That's by design. Borg. We're all going to become Borg. Assimilated. But a collective, the more human brains that are together, the better we are as people, the more connected we are, as in what I call the physical sense, the better people we are. Okay? And that goes for connected with people, connected with Earth, connected with your surroundings. It all matters, you know. And I never used to be a believer of all this fucking frequency, broad bollocks, all this mindfulness, anything. But I've over the last few days, I felt down. I mean, real down and bad, ill, really ill. I've got stuff on my mind at the moment. It's yeah. And I feel it. I feel when there's bad, what I call juju, call it juju, around. Makes me feel terrible. Well, watch this space. I'll soon let you know if anything's wrong. But I is worried at the moment. What was this from Chris? It was a video. It was a video. Didn't show the place more. I didn't read the rest of that. I seen your video at Patre Police Station. I've been there once. I don't ever get them coming out to me anymore because they know exactly who I am. So there's no point. No point doing anything in Bristol. That's like I said, I'm not safe in Bristol anyway. That's the problem I'm having. Everyone blames me for getting everyone put in prison for the Kill the Bill riots. They're blaming me for their criminal acts. You know, I didn't tell them to set fire to a police van in front of my camera, did I? I didn't tell them to chuck fences at the police, did I? Yeah, well, who said it? Rex, I got some worries on my mind at the moment. I'm not feeling good. Is my good lady wife back home now? I'll be right back in 1 second. Sorry, guys, back again. B just walked in. They took the boys to football camp. We got on a football camp this week. What time's their trophy thing?
I think Mum's heading there for 5 to 2.
5 to 2.
I think that's when she's heading there.
Right, okay. They got their trophy presentation today. Min said, hello, B. English Constitution. Yeah, it's not the British Constitution, is it? It's the English Constitution. It's madness. It's sheer madness how we got to forget all our past, all our history. To me, it's madness. I am reading the chat. Let me go onto there because I can read the chat better. World War One. Oh, there's a German. Is it? I don't know. The German tree or something. The numbers. I never really got into that. I'm waiting for my oncologist nurse to give me a call. Hello, Optical. How are you, mate? Oh, you call me a turd, but I was hidden for some reason. Turd. I like that. I'm not good with numbers, Angela, so it won't be easy for me. It won't be easy for me. I'm no good. Well, you've seen those videos, isn't it? When they're like, they walk up to them in the street and say, "Can you name me 5 European countries?" And they're like, Australia? Oh, that sort of shit. That to me is mad. Well, kids don't know nothing, don't they? They don't know the meaning of Christmas. They don't know the meaning of Easter. They don't know the meaning of, history, anything, innit? When I was in school, I learned about the Tudor War of the Roses, wasn't it? Tudors, Stuarts, and Scots. Do they really, Swift? All the numbers on the roulette table add up to 666. That's fucking spooky, mate. That's quite bizarre, actually. Yes, unfortunately, mate, it's all about the cash. There's nothing, it's all about the cash. Let's have a look at this. Then you'll have the next generation of idiots teaching the next gen. It is. Well, you look how children are being taught. It's quite easily to have a look because there's lots of programs about it. These fly-on-the-wall documentaries like Educating Manchester, and half the schools now in the UK are academies. So they're ran by trusts. So those trusts are businesses, and businesses are in the business of making money. So they're making money off your children's education. So if I'm, say, for example, a business, you go to the school, I can provide you this service, but I will give you this incentive to provide that service. So our children's education is fastly becoming who can pay the most for the education to offer incentives. It's a bit like pharmaceutical companies that go to doctor surgeries and said, for every one of these you push onto your patient, I will give you 50 quid. All right. So what does doctors do? Oh, you need this. Have it. Perfectly safe. 50 quid. It's making money off of human beings. Is that right? Madness. Because it even goes to the further extent of putting. We said this. I think I said this in Mrs. J's yesterday. It's going to the extent is as well. They put a financial price on nature, and something like 700 trillion pounds is the net worth of nature. So this leads me to believe they're going to put a value on us of how much CO2 we produce, and then start charging us for the CO2 a year we produce because of the climate crisis. That's the next mad thing. Instead of going to the heart of the matter, the most global country, polluting country in the world, China, but we won't because we all buy goods from China, don't we? We need the goods, we need the electronics. So we won't. We'll just tax human beings instead, won't we? And that's why they put a value on nature, so they can tax us for what we produce. Yeah, it's people think it's mad. Is it true? Is it madness? Can't people think that eventually we're going to be taxed for what we breathe? We've all seen films, haven't we? You know, Total Recall. They can turn off the air and shit like that. Well, what's saying they can't? What happens if you can't pay your air tax, your carbon dioxide tax? You know what I mean? Because when I was able to work back, I think it was back in 2012. Yeah, back in 2012, I had a phone call from, I thought it was one of those normal sales pitch things trying to sell me something, which it was, you know, in fairness, it was. And it was trying to sell me what they call carbon credits. He said, well, all you do is you buy these carbon credit shares, and eventually people will buy those carbon credits off of you to offset their carbon emissions. And I thought, fuck off. You're having a fucking laugh. Offset carbon emissions? What the hell are you on? And lo and behold, a decade later, we're looking at carbon credits, aren't we? Companies offsetting, planting trees to offset their carbon emissions, whereby if I had brought those carbon credits all those years ago, I could have sold them to a company to offset for their carbon per year. But I thought it was ludicrous. It was a bit like Bitcoin, wasn't it? You know, all these years ago, fucking, you know, when Bitcoin first came out, you had to have a program to run a program to even open your Bitcoin. And to me, it was too complicated, so I never got into it. But now look at it. Bitcoin millionaires, they're transferring all this money into cash. Yeah, electric vehicles. Fucking great idea, but sustainability of electric vehicles for the future? No, because we haven't even thought of what we do with the batteries, have we? You know, who's seen that electric bus? Fuck me. I like electric fires better than I do petrol fires, don't you? I think that's fantastic. Do you see how that bus went up? So they never think of the sustainability and things. Yeah, the only thing your birth certificate brings is revenue to the establishment. That's all it is. Crown Copyright. CRO. Crown Registry Office. That was the only thing your birth certificate was done, because you got 2 birthdays. Your birth date, the date you were born on, and then you have your registration date, the date you were registered. That's the date the government go on. Yeah. You just imagine if that went up in your cut in your garage. You know, we've all seen those e-scooters, haven't we? Catch fires in people's kitchens and fucking wiping their kitchen out. That, to me, you know, electric. Well, it's not sustainable, isn't it? It's not sustainable, because all we need is, right, if we all go electric and then Yellowstone goes off. Well, if Yellowstone goes off, we won't be around anyway. But the cloud alone is going to cover the earth for so many years, so there's going to be no sun. So that's it. That's electric gone, isn't it? How are you going to sustain anything then? Can't.
Your camera on?
No. Euro Million tonight, £104 million. I know it's a rip off at £2.50 a fucking.
But you put £2.50 on and you win all that money.
What, 104 million?
Yeah.
I don't need 104 million.
Nor do I, but £1 million would be nice.
Well, why don't they make 104 millionaires?
Because you get 4 millionaire coats.
No one needs more than $1 million. Nobody needs anything really.
Could have told me.
Oh, sorry.
Got an email.
Because I didn't tell her the parcel's here. See, $1 million. You know,
I'll buy me a house, get me a nice car, do the van up, and I'll be happy.
And then it'd be able to sustain your kids then.
What?
It'd be able to sustain your kids, because the way you invest it is you'll be able to sustain your kids. So they wouldn't have to rely on anything.
Exactly. But you've got to be in it to win it.
Well, yeah.
You don't buy a ticket, you can't mean that you don't win it.
Mm.
Lovely.
Let me see.
What's this, Fat Lobber? What's this, Ronnie to Mark Allen? I don't know any of this. Ronnie who?
It's gold. Looks like rose gold.
I don't even believe in fighting anyway. I think that's like, ooh.
You wanted gold.
Oh, you got my gold one?
That's what you wanted.
Fucking hell. Our kids are spoiled.
Same as Joshua's. Casey's coming today from Amazon, so you could set it up. Hello?
Oh, Ronnie. Right. Oh, snooker. Yeah, snooker's on, isn't it?
Hello? Can you set it up later when the case comes?
Yeah.
On the screen cover?
Yeah.
Because Caden's clumsy.
Do you know the last time I watched snooker? When Steve Davis won the Embassy World Championship. I was a kid then. My mum was an avid snooker follower. You know, she was like Ray Reardon, bloody Jimmy White, Dennis Taylor, Alex Higgins, you know, all those sort of people. That's what I grew up on in snooker.
It's like cricket and golf. What is the point?
Dennis Taylor wearing the upside down glasses, as everyone used to think, but it was so it used to glare at you, get a better look on the table, you know. Well, Boomers is back. Boomer.
Hello.
No. Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, mate.
Yes.
I used to Hot Black actually on a queue. I'm watching it on at the moment. I found some on
Hot Black. That's an old show.
On YouTube.
Were you saying something about the lottery tonight?
Yeah, 104 million.
Okay, so everybody, I'm going to buy a ticket. I don't normally buy a ticket. So I need 5 numbers between 1 and 50. So the first 5 numbers people put in, just put 1 number in each. First 5 of those I'll pick. Between 1 and 50.
Numbers, isn't it?
I don't know.
Is it numbers?
No.
No, it's 5 and 2.
No?
5 and 2. Oh, 5 and 2 stars, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to get the chat to help. So in the chat,
Lucky dip, for God's sake.
okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so that's it. We've got the 5 numbers. Oh, stop. Hang on, give me
Stop.
a second.
First 5. Sorry, John Belcher.
Yeah. Hang on.
Take the first 5. That's
Hang on.
Fat Lobber, Knick Knack, and Little Mick.
Okay, 2 numbers between 1 and 12. The first 2 that do it. Go. First numbers.
After Viva, good luck. 7. Oh, you had 7 already.
Okay, one more.
Next one after Hedden. 2 more.
No, one more.
One more, is
That's
it?
That's it.
Oh, did we? What's that? 5 and 7.
Yeah, so that's the 2 numbers. Okay, cool. Okay, just going to buy the ticket. I'll be back. I'll just mute myself.
Right, I got to buy lucky dips. It's to me they should make 104 millionaires. Since you know it's gone right downhill. Since they put all the prices up for the ticket, £2 for a normal lottery and £2.50 for is it £2 normal? Yeah, £2 normal and £2.50 for euros. And they put more numbers into the draw. To me, it's just gone downhill. I think they make far more money than we do. Look, it's a bit difficult. If I won the lottery and gave you some, you'll have to pay tax on it. If I would, it would be so nice to me that if I won the lottery, I just buy land, build houses in that land, and build a gated community, and have people come and live in that community but I would have it in such a way you would have to be vetted because you would have to be like-minded, to live in harmony and live like that. I'd love to live in a big gated community. That's the only way to do it. If I won it, I'd build loads of houses and just let people come and live there. That's the only way you can get away with basically gifting the money and not paying tax on it. Excuse me. I wouldn't pay tax on it because it's a winnings, so that it'd be completely tax free. The lottery is evil, beef, but a lot of it is, can you trust it? Can you trust it? I was watching a program about the whole monopoly millionaire that McDonald's used to do. Yeah, the people that for 12 years. For 12 fucking years, it wasn't the same person. The person who used to go out and give the winning tickets to all the shops in America, he used to swap the tickets and then give that to family members or friends for commission. How much can you trust these lotteries? Is it really picked? Do they know who's going to win it? Well, I don't know because, they say all the... I don't know. There must be a way that system knows what combination of numbers to pick the winner. Whether or not... No, what I'm saying is the machine, when it picks a number, I reckon it knows what combination of numbers it's going to pick and whether or not there's going to be a winner.
Done.
Well, we'll see. I'm going to go on to my lottery account now. And
yeah, well, you could have Casa Tyrant Finder UK.
Sign in. I don't know if I got any money in my account. Oh, I have got £1.10.
£2.50.
Oh, you won one something, didn't you? Didn't you win it? You won a lucky dip.
Who?
Hang on, games. I got to top up my account a minute. We'll have a, put that on there. Add. You have successfully added funds. Go to game. 103 million, it's saying.
That's what I told you.
Right. We'll have 1, 2, 3. Oh, hang on a minute. I'll let the chat do some.
Yeah, do what I just did. You never know.
Right.
Oh, fuck that.
I'm gonna
Don't
do.
bother.
No, I am. I'm gonna do 2 lucky dips.
Because they'll all be saying if you win, they'll want it.
No, they won't at
Yeah, they
all.
will.
No, they won't. Because I will do good with the money. If it's 103 million, I can do a lot of good for people in here. If it was 103 million.
I said, yeah, you can give it to me.
Well, you will be set for life anyway, because all my money when I die goes to you anyway. Well, I would have by the time I die. So, hang on, let me go back onto that. Right. I'm going to put this space.
Numbers are coming in.
Hang on. From now, from that line, I want 5 numbers between whatever they said, wasn't it?
1 and 50.
Yeah. And this is for the first ticket. Right, Tony, I've only got 7. I can only take 1 number from you. 7, 10, 6. 11.
3.
I'm free. Oh, hang on a minute. I'm free. Right, stop the numbers there. Stop the chat. So I'm not taking any more from a non-acute from min down. We'll wait on that one. So let me just put these in. Hang on. 7, 10, 6, 3. 7, 10, 6, 3. Well, they're all low numbers, aren't they? Well, it don't really matter, does it? Because it's fucking. Hang on, let me go back into that.
Every number is just as likely as any other number to be turned up.
11. Right, I need 2 numbers between 1 and 12.
If it's fair.
And from a non-acute down, right, so 34. No, I can't have that between 1 and 12.
Yeah.
11, yeah. 9 and 11. Right, we'll have that. 9, 11, confirm. Right, that's the first one. So, to make it fair, the second one, right, I need 5 numbers from different people.
Number
So,
3.
Oi.
3. That's my pick. I've gone quiet.
right.
Oh, you're back. I thought
Yeah,
I was quiet.
I'm back. Hang on. So I can't. Little Mix, I'll have that one.
Number 3 for me.
Right, let me go back because it was from a non-acute, wasn't it? Right, a non-acute said 8, so we'll have his 8.5, and Ian said 6. 8 and 6. Right. Hang on, we didn't do the first 5, did we? Hang on, let me go from here. So we've got 8, 33, 8. Hang on, 8, 6, 30. Hang on, take that one off. 33.
They say humans are going to live on Mars.
Right, let me do these. Let me pick the last few. Right, I'm going to go blind. That one, that one, that one. Right, here we go.
If you don't win, they can refund your ticket.
If I don't win, but you said you could refund my ticket. Tuesday draws. There we go, and we're going to have
Friday.
Right, I've done. Got me tickets. Oh, they've got a UK millionaires code as well. They do millionaires then. See, I do believe they should make whatever it is, make 100 or whatever millionaires, because I think a million's good enough for anyone, isn't it? Really? Don't you think? That's what I think, anyway.
There should be another random number, and that's how many they divide it by.
Yes. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. Say between whatever it is.
1 and 10, just 1 and 10 will do. So you get, if it was this one and you got a 10, you get 5 million each. That's right.
Well, no, you do it between. I reckon you should do it between whatever the prize is. It's like if it's 103, you go between 1 and 103. Yeah, and then put that between the division, because then you can either make 103 millionaires or you make between. You know what I mean? Multi-millionaires. Let's all like pray now that we've got the winning tickets. All right. Because I do believe it all works on good juju as well. Is
how many did you buy?
4.
I bought 1, so that's so we've got 5 chances of having a new estate.
Yeah.
Freedom estate.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think it's the only way to go. It's the only way you can take yourself completely off grid, then, can't you?
Well, yeah. Still got to pay the government stuff, I suppose.
I said I'll have to find a way. I don't know. Fucking, if I win the lottery, my ex-wife can fucking claim it.
No.
She can.
No, because you say it's mine and I want it.
All right.
She can't touch me. She can only touch you. If it's my money, she hasn't got a claim on it.
Yeah, but that's vice versa as well. If she ever won any sort of money,
yeah, but if she put it in his name, you
I
haven't
can't
got a
touch
claim on
it.
it. So it works both ways.
Yeah.
So if you won out your tickets tonight, you need to say to her, "I won it," otherwise she can claim after that.
Only thing my ex-wife never agreed to was because divorces are set up into 3 different things. It's set up to the divorce itself, your children, and your assets. Yeah. Well, we sorted out the divorce itself, and we sorted out the children, but she would never agree on the assets. Yeah, of what money we had and everything. We had fuck all anyway. But what that leaves now wide open is because the assets have never been agreed. If I won any money, she could claim some of it.
Minnie.
Even though we've been divorced now since 2013. Madness, isn't it?
So you tell her it's mine and I want it, and she can't touch it.
Yeah, you want it. Thanks, Chris, mate. Yeah, contact me. We'll exchange numbers. We'll hook up if you're local. And that. It's Chris. Yeah, Chris Collins. I told you.
Last Chris, look how that ended up.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that Chris. Yeah, it wouldn't be, but that's how divorce courts work. Yeah. No, she wouldn't, because it would all go to my wife anyway. Legally, of course. Yeah. You know. Well, that's what my ex-wife is like.
She's lucky I haven't smashed her face in.
Yeah.
And the only reason I haven't smashed her face in is because she's the type of cunt that goes to the police and report me.
Everybody can hear it.
Yeah.
Everyone can hear it. Yeah, of course. Bianca don't mind if everyone hears it. She said she don't give a fuck. No.
I will smack you in the face laughing.
Well, it's a bit like this whole thing, isn't it? Right? The whole I'm for equal rights for men, women, and everything, but I'm not for it to an extent is that I've got to feel bad because it's some women. I'm the type of person that would hold a door open for a woman, yeah. But some people would now construe that as what's the word? Chauvinist. It's just being a gentleman. It's treating women with respect, but women are no better than me. It's a bit like the whole staring business on the tube. Have they not looked into why they're worried about people staring at them? And I put that thing out you did last night with the reasons of why people stare, and it's quite let me bring it up a minute. It's quite interesting why people actually stare. Let me have a share screen. Yes, darling.
She keeps pushing out more to that gate. You're gonna have to tighten it up.
Right, I'm gonna have to get the spanner out.
In the kitchen.
Gonna have to get the spanner out the shed. So this is why sometimes people stare.
What happens if you're really wasted and you're just like, that's a steering.
If you face society anxiously or feel extremely uncomfortable when attention is on you, it's likely because you're assuming the worst. You are assuming it's someone staring at you because they're judging you, or because you're awkward, or because you stand out like a sore thumb. You assume there's something wrong with you. It's not because the person who's staring at you is a pervert. The next thing they're going to be handing out is a drug called Selma, and they'll start handing that out like Pez. Whereby it'll be your feeling drug, wouldn't it? You feel a bit anxious, you pop a Selma. It's mental.
Isn't that from the movie Continuum?
No, it's from the movie Brave New World, but it's from the movie that got banned.
Not Continuum, the other one, the one with Christian Bale.
It's Brave New World was banned because Brave New World lives on three things: no privacy, no family, no monogamy. Yeah, whereby it's okay to shag everybody. You've got to have watched it, Brave New World. Or is it Brand New World? No, I think it's Brave New World. It's old. Look on YouTube and type in Brave New World, and the whole society is fucked up. Well, don't you? I look around, right? I look around at people to gauge whether or not I'm safe, because I look around at people's facial expressions, right? And then that gauges whether or not you're safe, isn't it?
Equilibrium, that's the movie.
Is it?
Yeah, Christian Bale.
And what's that one?
Doing exactly what you said.
It's Angela, Brave New World. It's a very old movie. You remember the old Star Trek with old Captain James T. Kirk, where you could see all the sets moving as he's running through, and it's a bit like that sort of filming. It's a really good film because, well, autistic people stare, right? They don't like to make eye contact, but they do. Some autistic people stare. That's it. The alphas and betas, etc. That's right, Hedden. You got it. It's a film. And it's how it's becoming now. It's exactly how it's becoming. Oh, something in the private chat. Oh, let's have a look. Equilibrium.
The cleric is the final line of defense.
Oh, I can download it.
Compromises it, We are doomed.
There we go. I think that's how we're becoming though, mate. I think we are slowly becoming a society of yes people. Yes.
And they take it, and they, in that movie, they take a pill every day to suppress their emotions.
Yeah, that's a bit like the Selma appeal, mate, in Brave New World.
Yeah, I read the book.
I'll see if I can I'll play both trailers in a minute. I'll see if I can find a trailer for Brave New World. Hang on.
The book's better.
Film, a bit like 1984, a bit like Animal Farm, all those sort of, you know, you need to watch him. Well, that's the full movie. Yeah, Brave New World. There is a full movie. It was made in 1980, so quite old.
The book is a lot better.
Well, obviously, 1984 was a lot better in the book than the film, wasn't it? So, you know, I don't think. Hang on, if I can go on to there, Brave New World. What I'm going to do is I'm going to download it and see if I can play a good part of it. It's very much like how today's society is going to end up, whereby we're more worried about people's feelings, you know, than anything else. Because at the end of the day, I always look at it: offence is taken, is not given. You know, and if people feel offended by what I say, fuck off. Don't, you know, we don't have to live in a society that, you know, you've got to have, if you, you know, it's to me, it's the opinionated people, whereby instead of like closing the door quietly behind them, they've got to have their say and then slam the door. Instead of just leaving quietly, they've got to put their 2 pennies across rather than just fuck off, go away. Anyway, let's play this trailer for Equilibrium, because I haven't seen it. Because we all know films only, when they're trailers, it's only the good parts they use in the trailers. And then when you watch the film, it's pretty shit. How do I do that? Let me find it. Right, it's in a Finder. I like how MacBooks and all that, they call their search engine Finder. Quite like that. Right, we don't want that one. We want Equilibrium. But I don't know if it plays sound though. Should do. Should do. Share screen.
I heard it when you were playing it on YouTube then.
Oh, did you? So you will hear it then. Allow. Here we go. We're going to play it now. It's playing.
The cleric is the final line of defense. If the resistance compromises it, we are doomed.
That looks a bit matrixy. I like how it reiterated the near future.
You can't do this. You cannot do this.
There's nothing we can't do.
It's real. Burn it.
Cleric, I can only hope one day to be as uncompromising as you.
You're a family man.
Yes, sir, a boy and a girl.
Don't move! Don't move! This is a lawful entry. We have a warrant for your wife's arrest.
Remember me.
Oh, it looks good.
Welcome to the underground. Do you know why you came?
Yes.
You trained you your whole life to fight these kind of odds. What can I do? I've heard the most disturbing rumor.
Rumor, sir.
A rumor maintaining that one of the cleric is actually attempting to contact the resistance.
Then you know what I'm gonna do now.
Preston, give yourself entirely without incident.
No. Without incident.
Ooh, going all matrixy. Oh, that was good. I don't have to watch that now.
Yeah, it was from 2002.
That's good. That looks pretty good. That's yeah. Yeah, they do. I do believe that they do show their plans in movies and TV, because these sort of people, in their want of a better word, cult, they have to absolve their sins, and the way they absolve their sins is to tell us and forewarn us about what they're doing and what they're going to do. And I very much believe that they do that through, well, they do, the power of media, don't they? And anyone that puts out against the narrative is shut down, or is tarred far right, conspiracy theorist, a lefty. Ultimately, it doesn't matter what side you sit on, because we're all fighting really for the same thing, aren't we?
I'll pack the charger last. I'm going to use it right up until you go. Don't worry, I won't forget.
You know, state power is an illusion,
Yeah,
because we give them the power and we can easily take the power away, but we all need to take that power away, not just the few.
It'll never happen.
It would never. It was a bit like, I think the final Matrix summed it up, because I don't personally think they're going to be making any more. He summed it up. Mr. Smith summed it up. He said it doesn't matter. Everyone knows they're in the fucking Matrix, and we'll let you still carry on with your crusades, because you're not going to wake everyone up, because people know they live in a Matrix. They know what bad a time they're having, but they're fearful because they don't know as soon as they take themselves away. And what I mean by taking yourself away from the Matrix, unplugging, is to deny the state, live in your own community, live in a parallel world until such time that you're more powerful than them. Because if one community starts up, people are gonna look at that community and go, "Oh, I want to live like that." You are going to, I can say, you are going to live through some pitfalls and some trying times, but there must be a way that we can all live in harmony away from the state. There has to be.
Right.
I think, it's like anything. We go back to the whole way of systems. Excuse me, 1 second. I got jobs to do. Got to get bikes out for my daughter because she's going to nannies, so I'll do that in a bit. But yeah, the only way we can do it is build communities ourselves. The resets come in.
The digital entrapment is coming.
Well, I said that.
They're running out of ways to tax you, so this is the last thing they can do.
Well, we're looking at it. What I think is they are going to eventually tax a human for what they produce, or emissions and shit like that, because they're going to blame it on so much this climate crisis and people, right? And I think we had these people taking the service, didn't we? Getting the oil change. We had so many people doing that. I think those people will freely pay a tax for the carbon they emit. I honestly do believe that. If they turned around tomorrow and said, it would be like a poll tax, you'd have some people rioting and saying, I ain't fucking paying that. All right? But a lot of people will pay it. Look what they did when the poll tax riots happened. They scrapped the poll tax and they imposed the council tax almost immediately, didn't they? And that was another way. They still taxed you. They got you another way, innit? But you won that fight. But nobody then stood up for the fight of the council tax. Everyone just thought, oh, all right, we got to pay that. Well, that's the same as the poll tax. That's it. Schools are paid per head and the children remain moneyless and owing nothing. I always believe school is the only two things it teaches you is to follow orders, not think for yourself, and how to answer to your name. The first thing they teach you in school, what is it? It's to answer to your name, isn't it? To get you used to saying, as soon as you hear your name called, you go, yes, that's me. I'm here, present. You surrendered to the little bit of paper, haven't you? I think we need to live in a society that's fair and equal for all. If you want to go and live in another country, you've got to follow those countries' rules. Whereby, if it's a Christian country, you follow those Christian values. If you don't, I'm not saying you can't follow your own religion, but you don't push your religion onto the masses of people or slate other religions. School was totally different when I went to school. When I was in infant school and junior school, we sang hymns. We sang hymns every morning.
Yeah, I think there was a religious instruction class as well, wasn't there, or something like that?
We had in height. We didn't have in junior school and infant school. We didn't have any of that. But when we went into high school, we had RE, religious education.
Yeah, that was it.
We always had a lesson, but I don't think that's even RE is on the curriculum anymore. Because certainly I can remember.
I suppose that taught you morals.
Well, I think that did. That was like your moral compass, wasn't it? To follow what is good and true, rather than that's what I got a moral compass, and that is treat everybody how I want to be treated. And at the moment you're nasty to me, it breeds the nasty behavior in me. Behavior breeds behavior. I live by the book, eye for an eye. Yeah. But it's not taught in school anymore. None of that's taught. You went to heavy metal school. I couldn't. That to me, I like soft rock, but heavy metal to me, like Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses, and Metallica. No, I just didn't see the point in that. Some people, you know, each to. I mean, that just give me brain ache. All that moshing.
It's the same as opera. I don't like opera either. Some people do.
See, I don't like opera. I like musicals. I've seen Les Miserables, and I've watched it several times. I quite like that. I've seen Mary Poppins as well. I like, you know.
The Hamilton's on video. It's pretty good.
Yeah, I've seen Hamilton. I haven't watched it yet, but yeah, it looks pretty good, Hamilton. Is
We went and saw Fiddler on the Roof pre-pandemic at the West End. That was good.
what?
Fiddler on the Roof.
Oh,
that was
Fiddler
good.
on the Roof.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
That's an old movie as well from the 70s.
It is Fiddler on the Roof. I watched that new Mary Poppins one when, was it Cameron McIntosh, his adaptation of Mary Poppins for the stage. That was pretty good. That was really fucking good, actually. But yeah, Les Miserables was probably the best one I've ever seen. It is like absolutely, yeah.
I went and saw Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds at West End. That was good.
Isn't it? I've seen Cats as well, but I thought Cats was shit.
Book of Mormons was funny.
Was it?
Yeah.
See, I quite like the theatre, actually. You're lucky. You could see a show daily. And that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I do like the theatre. So, especially a good musical. I wanted to go and see Wicked, but couldn't get tickets for that. No, I haven't been since.
I've got a YouTube question for you.
Go on.
Yes, technical question. Film processing.
Yeah.
Says it's doing HD and 4K processing.
Yeah.
When I look at it, it says the resolution's already 4K.
Already? Right.
Or was it just done some of it?
Are you watching it unlisted? Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
You're watching it in 4K.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll send you. Oh, hang on. Oh, sorry, everybody. I'll just send you a link and then.
The 4K is still flashing on the upload, is it? It's still flashing in the box.
Yeah. Here you go. Sorry, everybody.
The only thing you can't do, if you premiere it, it won't premiere in 4K, obviously.
Okay. I'm just going to post it. That's all. I'm going to publish it.
Yeah, but I don't know how many most people have got 4K tellies and shit like that.
Yeah, I've just posted it now anyway. So, yeah.
I think most people in here yeah, because most people haven't got 4K TVs and shit like that yet. Unless you've got like a 50-inch telly.
Viper iRefresh is still doing it. Yeah. Well, I've just published it anyway. If anybody wants to have a look and tell me.
Well, we'll have a look now. Hang on a minute. I'll go on there now myself.
Sorry to interrupt your show then.
No, you're not.
Yeah, it's saying 4K.
Mate, it's in 4K.
Yeah.
Wow.
So the first part of the video is the Mini 2. And then goes into the 2S recording.
I mean, I can't download it. Shit, the only problem is if I download it, it'll only download 720.
Yeah, well, I can send you the original.
Hang on a minute.
It's 3.3 gig, the original.
Let me see if I can do it this way a minute. Right. Wait for this. So, would I be able to share that screen? Let me go to share screen a minute. So it'd be 4K Twilight.
Oh, I can share it through the expert.
No, it won't, because it won't share that screen, because I've got to look at the screen because I haven't got multiple screens connected yet. So you'll have
Well, anybody seen the photos before? It's the same thing, but it's a lot of photos together.
hang on a minute. I know what I can do. I can go into this live. But the moment it ends, share, copy, people can then go over to that one and watch it. Customization.
What's his name? Had a mental block.
No, we all get them.
Oh, Drew. Yeah, so Drew and myself went here yesterday afternoon and did this. Well, I did it. He was just hanging around watching.
He was just spotter. Yeah.
Yeah, because the seagull tried to get the drone. Well, I was looking at the drone again.
Oh, it's gone a bit slow. My other channels. Here we go. Right, come on. Right, paste. You don't have any redirect. Right. Ask creator to add you to their list in community settings. Once a channel gives you a redirect permission, you can send your viewers to any of its streams or premieres that are upcoming or in process. So basically, you have to go into your community settings.
Do I? Okay.
And add me to your list of it's just so that people, say for example, that I can redirect to a bigger person. You know what I mean? To get like. Who's sick of these rainbow liquor wokies? Mate, I think everyone should be treated as equal. You're no better than if you want to be man, woman, fucking or anything. But my values are there's only two species in this world, that's male and female, and that is it. And I shouldn't be slated for having that opinion. Yeah, I watched that Angela with Brian Harvey. I watched his yesterday one when he sang Crazy. That man ain't lost his voice. What? I can't hear you. He could sing. I reckon he could. Tony who? Martin?
It says you're part of, it says you're a moderator in the community thing. So.
Right, let's have a look then. Community settings. Let me see if I can go to my communities. Right. Right, so basically when you go into where the moderator is, below it you've got approved users.
Yeah.
Put me in there. That will then allow me to redirect your videos or people to your channel.
Tell you what.
Yeah, you're right, Max. Yeah. A person's life should be protected, and all things organised by the state is inadequate and wrongly managed. Yeah. Completely. Let me just what's she?
Yeah.
I will. That's a nice phone, that is. I'll set all that up. We can't set it up until the night before his birthday because he's got his chip in the other phone, hasn't he? Yeah. Well, not yet because I'll have to take it all apart to put the SIM in it. They've all gone to Android now. They've all got Samsungs.
iPhone shit.
Yeah, we've all gone to Android. We fucked iPhone off. After God, over a decade of loyal service, right the way up to the iPhone 11.
And that's what I wanted to tell you.
What?
I was chatting to Blake's mum when I was around there, and she said, because I said about with Apple, you can find them when they're out.
Yeah.
You can on Samsung.
Yes,
You
same
said
thing.
Find, was it Family Finder or something?
Family Finder, yeah.
So you need to set that up on everyone's phone.
You could do a lot more things on an Android than you can on an iPhone.
You need to set it up.
Yeah.
Fiddling on your computer all day.
All right. Ian says hello.
I mean by that, not just now, I mean every day you fiddle on your computer.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. Ian says hello.
Right there and bug your dad.
I like the Samsung actually. I got the S21 Pro.
Come to annoy you, Dad.
Oh, it's come to annoy me. I've got the S21 Pro, and I was playing about with the camera day before yesterday.
Steal everything
And
you can.
I looked at it and I'm thinking, this camera on my phone is 20 times better than my Canon digital camera I've got, my video camera. This is an 8K camera I've got.
You only got it because I got it and you liked it.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it is the camera on it. And what you got to think is, right, all iPhone screens are made by Samsung.
No!
So you don't think Samsung is going to give Apple their best screens or their best cameras and shit. So that's why you need to go. I think Apple is more of a status thing rather than anything else in, you know. I regret reinvesting in another MacBook. I wish I went Windows desktop, because now they've reverted back to the old system, haven't they? They got rid of Edge.
No, it's not that.
So
Dad doesn't want Din.
I don't know if they have drug testing for teachers in schools. They do. I used to have it on the railway and in the army. I was an iPhone person for years. It wasn't until I got it then I realised, fuck me, I've been suckered for well over a decade. Because when Android first came out, you used to get a lot of viruses and shit like that coming up on it. Pop-ups used to be on, banners used to be on your screen all the time. That's why I never got Android at the beginning. But now you don't get any of that because you're just careful what you download, innit? I don't download any old shitty apps. But I do rate iPhone now. Sorry, Android, Samsung. Yeah, just looking at it. UPS US, enter your new delivery details. But I don't have a shipment coming from UPS. Oh, it's telling me, dear Dominic Akora. I wonder if he's any relation to Derek. No. Spam. Sorry, guys, we're just checking emails. I don't know. Samsung.
Just in the Russians are just going to liberate the Donbass and a land corridor to Crimea. That's it.
Yeah. Is it Donbass?
They're not
Yeah.
not even going up to the river.
No. Well, didn't that Aiden Adlin, one of the captives, mercenaries that was captured by the Russians He said they're not, they're only going to the river. That's what he was told. I don't know if anyone's watched those interviews. Watch the interviews of all these interviews of the captives, the two British ones. They give slightly different accounts of what's going on, whereby Aidan freely admitted, that yes, there was Nazis there and they do chuck up, Slava Ukraine all the time. And then you had the other guy saying he didn't see any of that. And I'm thinking, you lying fucker. So what do you make of it all? Yeah, we were talking about that Bird Reynolds. We were talking about that, the Matrix 4, because that as soon as that came out, that was circulated on Telegram. Well, loads, wasn't it? People got booted off of Telegram for that because they were sharing copyrighted material. Yeah, I watched that. We watched that when it first came out, didn't we, Boom?
Yes.
But to me, that film was too much recapping number one. It was a lot of number one.
Crap.
It was pretty crap, but that message at the end, what Mr. Smith said, that's just stuck in my head.
Oh, I've got to go. The engineers are calling me. I'll be back.
Engineers are calling. I should only be on for another 15 minutes, and then I got to get off and do some get a bike out the shed, so my daughter can take it to her nan's. Well, Grampy always takes. I know it wouldn't be Nanny, is it? Grampy would take her to the bookies and make her stand outside.
No, he's taking her in the airport.
Is it? Via the bookies.
He takes Caden out there. Caden stands outside. He actually waits for him outside.
I know he does. That's mental. That's what you used to do, though. When you used to go to the pub as a kid and shit like that, you either used to have to sit outside, and your mum and dad would bring you a drink, or you have to sit quietly in the corner.
I was allowed in pubs. I've never not been allowed in a pub. My dad used to have to sit outside when his parents went to the pub.
Who sounds like Indy? Me?
Yeah, but you're 15 minutes. What the fuck's going on?
Oh, I'm worried about Indy. I haven't heard from him. I think Indy's a bit down.
Sometimes people just need some time to themselves
without
involving everyone else, not being funny.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe that's what he wants. He wants a break a minute.
Yeah, I know he's going through some shit, but he's got to know that we are all there for him.
Yeah, he does, but he might just want to be left alone.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I don't want to talk to people all the time. I don't want to talk to anyone now, but I am.
Get inside where? I think Tic Tac. Oh, Tic Tac. Let's read what Tic Tac's saying, and I'll find out where. Where have they got? Could you question it and share concerns of fires, etc., to whom inspect schools, Ofcom, maybe, CQC? Well, schools get inspected by... what's that report, the schools inspectors? Babe?
What?
You know when the inspectors go into schools?
Ofsted.
They have Ofsted reports on a yearly basis, don't they? And that covers everything.
My kids' school had a bad report.
Yeah,
They're only just starting to pick up.
Yeah, we're only just coming. We wouldn't put it into special measures.
They were.
They were
threatening. If the next time they came, they would be put into special measures. But they pulled themselves back.
Right. Yeah, our score in 29 before lockdown, wasn't it? The 2018 Ofsted report was the school went into special measures. our children's school, because it was like the bullying was rife. Not so much within the lower school, but within senior school, the bullying and the grades were absolutely shocking. So they were threatened with special measures. If the next Ofsted report, they would have been put into special measures. But that's what you get when you put a price on a child's head, isn't it? Whereby the school's not really.
School don't like me.
Well, schools are not really there now to educate your children. It's to get as much money they can out of children. And I don't think education should be ran as a full profit business.
They don't like me. They see me coming. You can see them all trying to hide.
Mm.
I'm on 2 warnings. If I get another warning, they're going to ban me from the premises. Because I stand up for my kids, and that is what they don't like.
See, Germany boy, I understand. You're saying Ofsted and Ofcom, government agencies, but yeah, that's what you said. You hit the name, government agencies. Are they really, going to, what's the private inspector? Can I go and inspect the schools?
Did you hear what I just said?
Well,
they expect parents to just stay out of the business and let the school deal with it when there's incidents in school and bullying. But when a parent stands up for their child and they go charging round there, marching round there, demanding for meetings and that, they don't like you. They try to ban you from the premises.
What did they want to talk to the children about? The sexual education?
They've given me 2 written warnings now and told me if I get another one, they'll ban me from the premises because they don't like the fact I go charging on and I stick up for my kids.
Well, it's when you speak to them.
No, I don't.
The feeling police comes out in them.
What, because I swore in the playground?
Well, no, it's not. It's because you come. Sometimes it's how you come across, isn't it? It's like we all know that's your nature. You mean nothing by it, but the school think that as aggression because their feelings are coming out. They're not taking into consideration. Well, that's how the person is. They mean nothing by it. They're using their feelings.
Because they don't like parents like me that stand up for things.
They don't like parents that question the way they want to educate their children.
I'm not joking. They see me coming and you can see them all trying to scatter and whoever's left behind is left to deal with me and they all try to run away.
I'm seriously thinking about putting them out and home edging them.
Yeah, but you don't. When they were off school, no offence, you didn't help me.
No, I think because we approached the whole schooling in a very regimented way.
I've got 3 in different years, so they're all learning different things. They're not on the same subject.
I think we approached it in a very regimental way. We tried to sit them down and do what the school told them. Then rather than saying, right then, this is what we're going to do today. We're going to go to a forest and we're going to learn a bit like what trees are in the forest, and then we can learn how those trees grow, right? Instead of you don't have to put it on fucking paper. No. You can go out and explain the world. We approached it in a way that we try to sit our children down and
I said to you
the
other week, I think it was, when I went to school, the gates were not locked. You were allowed in, you were allowed out. Parents could walk in, go up to this, go up to that classes. Now, the schools, they're all on lockdown. All the gates are locked. The children can't get out, and it's like a prison.
Well,
from when we went to school to how it is now, it is like a prison.
Well, we used to have holes in our perimeter fences.
Everything's locked.
We used to have holes. We're not.
From 9 o'clock, they are locked in, and they're not unlocked till 3 o'clock unless there's an emergency. So when we went to school, anybody could walk freely in, anybody could walk freely out.
The only way you get out of that school, if you were a pupil in it, is out through main reception.
Yes,
isn't it?
Say you're ill or you've got an appointment.
When I was at school, I could exit that school and get off the premises through any exit I wanted. Yeah. But now you can't.
No,
so
technically,
it's like
a prison now.
They are like prisons.
It is like a prison now. You're on lockdown. You can't go out unless the teacher tells you you can go out. They are in charge. It's like a screw in a prison.
Someone hates school.
See,
do you know if I want to pull them out and they got an appointment, I have to prove to the school that I've got that appointment, or they won't let them out. That's how bad it is. I literally got to show them a letter or a text to prove that that child's got an abortion. And if I can't prove it, they won't let the child out.
Well, didn't they
So
want
it's
to
like
do
a prison.
sex education with Caden? What was it? And
Yeah.
you kicked up, didn't
I
you?
picked up a stick. Again, they don't like me.
What was it? What they told you what they were going to?
I wanted to know exactly what they were going to be talking about. So I had the deputy head a year because the head of the school doesn't like me, won't speak to me, so he keeps fobbing it onto the deputy head. But she thinks she's got a good relationship with me, so she rings me up and tells me all about it.
Mm.
And she said it's not like that. It's just, basic little things. I think I told you, but I told her I wasn't happy. And she told me that if parents weren't happy, that if certain children didn't want their child doing it, they could be taken out and not do it. Then she came back to me and said, no, the government states they all have to do it. So she couldn't take him out. He was doing it anyway, whether I liked it or not.
So you just heard that, didn't you? So the government states they have to do it.
She said they used to allow you to pull a child out. If the parent wasn't happy, you thought they were too young, you didn't want them to wear it, they were allowed to take them out and put them in a separate classroom while the sex education happened. But now she got back to me after saying that, and she said, I'm ever so sorry, I got it wrong. It is now government rules that we can't take them out. They have to sit in and have that sex education, whether I like it or not. The only way you would have missed it is if I pulled him actually out of school. Because that's what the government's saying now, so that's what the school got to do.
It's the same thing,
He's
sex
7.
education, I
He
believe
was 7.
that, you guide your child. You tell your child what's inside your pants is private, blah, 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 at an early age, and you leave it at that. And then when he comes into adolescence, 9, 10-year-old for boys, I would say, younger for girls, because my daughter's 9, 10. Is Cara 10?
Yeah, I'm 10.
Cara's 10, so she's going to be hitting puberty very shortly. So mum's got to have that conversation with her. And it's all. I think it's everyone's different, aren't they? You learn it at different times throughout your life, but it shouldn't be a complete stranger telling my children that. That's to me, it's weird. That's the weird part. We didn't have sex education in school. We didn't even have. Well, I don't think we did. No, we didn't. We didn't have that in school, and there wasn't. Jesus Christ! When I went to school, there was no teen mothers dropping out of school because they got pregnant, and we didn't have no sex education. So what has gone wrong?
I don't know, mind.
Not when I went to school.
When I was at school,
Maybe starting with your
when I
era.
was at school, 94 to 99, that was secondary school. There was girls as young as 12 popping out babies, and then it was up to 15, between 12 and 15. And I'm not exaggerating. There was one girl who had a baby at 12, and the rest of them had them at 15, whilst they were still in education, still in school. So when I went to school, teenage pregnancies were rife.
Yeah, but Angela, we had a biology lesson in science, which would, this is a penis, this is a vagina, this is a clitoris, this is a labia, this is testicles, this is sperm, this is how people reproduce. But we didn't go on to, it's like, if you rub your cock for a long time, it feels good. If you play with your fanny, it's pleasurable. You get some satisfaction. We didn't explain that in school, did we? Was that taught to us? No. It was just explaining what the organs were. Now is they want to teach children that if they play with their willy and their ball bags for some time, it's all right. It's pleasurable. You shouldn't feel shame. Well, I learned that myself. And the first time that I did it, I certainly didn't feel shame. Right? So,
minutes up yet?
no, we're on 9 minutes past. So that was, yeah.
No.
Get the bike out!
Huh? I don't know. It's gone all grey.
Well, that's not what they're doing in school. This is this whole, show that got cancelled, the sex education show. They wanted to tell children and you know what I mean. That it's okay to pleasure yourself. It's okay to love the opposite sex. Oh no, it's love the same sex. Yeah, it's on my Telegram. Touch it. I wanna touch it. I wanna touch it. Go on, touch it. Go on, touch it. All that. It's like a Piers Corbyn chant. It's like, you know what I mean. It's like, oh my god. It's telling you. I don't think it's right, but then I've seen comments on the Bristol Post has put out that the sex show has been cancelled amongst criticism and abuse, and they named Lawrence Fox. I didn't even know Lawrence Fox has mentioned anything about the family sex show. I only seen it on UNN and David Curtin, but they mentioned Lawrence Fox's name in the theatre. The actors don't want to do it because they don't want to be attacked on the night. So they cancelled it. But then the Bristol Post has done it, and you see all the comments. Well, the people that wanted it cancelled it hasn't probably seen it. But there was no abuse. It was like a bunch of strangers wanting to tell my children how to wank off and all that. And it's okay. Well, we all know it's okay. You may have your conversation with your children that day when, you start finding things stuck together around their bedrooms and things like that you can gauge what they've been doing, and then you sit them down and you have that conversation. Look, what you're doing is okay, as long as you don't make a mess and you don't leave your socks under the bed. Type conversation. You make a sort of joke of it, don't you? Because when you talk about things like that with your child, they get embarrassed, but they don't realise you're more embarrassed than they are. So you make a little bit of, I've already got my spiel. Already worked out with Caden when I start finding his crusty socks and things like that. No, it's a conversation that.
Yeah, my daughter can hear.
Well. It should have never been thought of. It should never have been thought of. It's sick as anything. Got 2 minutes, then I gotta go because I promised B I'd do some stuff for her.
Yeah, it's gonna rain.
It's gonna rain, is it?
Yeah.
Oh bloody hell! It looks like it is. Oh. I saw parents in America who complained regarding a book describing sex for 5-year-olds. They thought it was appropriate to have these books in school.
Because, my mum's going to be here and that stinks.
Yeah, I know. Flint's going in that lighter you only bought me the other day. Can't believe it. I think that's a responsible parent, Mim. Yeah, I don't mix those words, is it? Yeah, that's it. Hi, wife, let's take the kids to a family sex show in the holidays. Hi, husband, that sounds great. That's what I mean. That's just mental, isn't it, Mrs. J? Absolutely horrendous. But we're all wrong for thinking that. It's like, we're the problem for our children because we don't think children should be taught that at a young age. No, certainly not. The only person who knows it's the right time is my child, and then me. That's mental. But anyway, guys, it's coming out at 1:15. I've got to go get a bike out the shed. I didn't realise I'd been on for 2 hours.
I do.
I've speak to everyone later, and thanks again. Bye, guys.